Dopamine chasing is really, really common with ADHD. And that is also why I emphasize the praise pillar when I'm working with ADHD relationships and ADHD adults, because it's so important to know what are the ways that you need to get these dopamine needs met that are not going to end you up in some negative consequences. So, dopamine chasing can be like one of those things where you're just stacking all these new exciting projects up again and one to the other and one to the other. And then you want to do more and more and more. And it has to be big. And the little steps and pauses you can't do because then you'll lose momentum or it's just harder for your brain. I totally lived my life like this in my 20s and early 30s, and it worked for me. And I was also really lucky to be in a couple of really great work environments that I got so many good skills on how to pause and build some executive functioning. So it didn't have this huge crumble effect. But it still, every once in a while, is pretty tempting as I am getting a lot more opportunities and offers to just go for the thing that's really interesting, or for the person that is like, your book is awesome or this is awesome. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll write another book. Oh yeah, I'll do this thing. Like, I know this about me. I'm pretty easy to convince to do something if you're like excited and you also are like, you're awesome. We're awesome. We're all going to be awesome together. Thankfully, I have enough experience to know what are my systems and supports that can just say, like, I need to remember you said you never would want to write another book again. But over the supports, it's the ADHD tools and systems that I use that really kind of have these natural barriers that make me pause and I can't just go barreling forward. But as I face more boring, adulting, harder tasks that either have an emotional component of grief or just the frustration of dealing with like climate disasters like the hailstorm we just got, it is really tempting to want to focus on all the fun, creative passion projects that if I did, I know would crash and burn or would lead me to burnout and not having a balanced life. But the temptation is there and it is real. So if you're also a dopamine chaser, I really recommend learning some of the ADHD tools and healthy environments and really joining a group or working with like a coach or therapist that can also just help give you some of that dopamine to pause, to learn these systems that might be a little bit more boring for your brain, but really will set you up for success long term.